Welcome to the Photo Diaries podcast. I'm your host, Grace Costa, a photographer of over 2 decades and a business and marketing mentor for commercial photographers. If you're looking to build a booked out business and become an in-demand photographer who is respected and valued, you're in the right place. Thanks for joining me today. Let's open the latest diary. Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. Awesome to have you here today. It's a dreary, rainy day here in Canberra, and I'm so grateful I have nowhere to be. Don't you love it when there's no photo shoots on a rainy day? Kind of can call yourself lucky. Okay, before we get started, I want to ask a favor. If you have been a long time or even a short time listener of the podcast and you've enjoyed it, I ask you to recommend it and share the link with just one friend. I'm trying to grow the podcast this year, and if you can help me by sharing it with just one person or sharing it on your social media, I would be truly grateful. To do that, I want to say this podcast is brought to you by the Photographers Only membership. To find out more about this monthly business membership, head straight to the link in the show notes. All right, so if you want money fast, a great way to do it is to build a headshot day. This is something that helped me grow my business in the beginning, especially when I was going into personal branding. And I built an alliance with a coach. She was a business coach, business and career coach. That's what she was. My friend Beck. And, she was my first real business buddy. We were both full-time in our business. We'd both left corporate, and she had a lot of clients early on. She was very vivacious and really made lots of friends fast. And all her friends became my friends, and our networks sort of collided. And because of that, she would recommend her clients, because she'd build websites as well, she'd recommend that they'd get photos for the first time or update their current imagery. And she would recommend them come to me. So because of that, I decided to create a headshot day. And these headshot days helped me grow my business. They were so worthwhile, they were so profitable, and they were so fun and really easy to do. So today in this episode, I want to show you how to do it. If this is something that you already, are in headshots, you're doing, things for businesses, this will be an easy one for you to implement. If you're a branding photographer, simple, easy peasy. If you are a wedding and portrait and you're doing other things, you can still do a headshot day. You may just find it more difficult to get the clients. But that's okay. You can still do it. Anything is possible. Okay, first of all, a headshot day is a day where people in business come to one location to do a mini session for headshots. And you're not doing a full branding shoot. You're not, necessarily, using a whole entire environment. It's designed to be streamlined, to be simplified, stripped back. And what I did in the early days was just have a studio. I booked a local studio for half day, and I used white background for everybody. So they all had the same look, and they could bring 2 outfits that have 20-minute sessions. They could bring props if they wanted to. If, they could hold a prop in the photo, whatever, we could do that, but they only had 20 minutes, okay? And it was like this round robin. It's like, come in, here's your time slot, tea and coffee, and do the shoot. I would shoot it tethered so we could do, shoot live, but I wouldn't recommend doing it tethered if you want to fit in a lot of people in a short period of time, because you want to just get through it and get to the next person. It's kind of like churn and burn. You want to make it like a bit of a factory day. And I know that sounds horrible, but obviously we're not going to make it like that. It's just the premise of making it fast and easy and getting through a lot of people in a short period of time. Now, it's a benefit to clients because they don't have to think about a full brand shoot. It's not overwhelming. They know that it's probably just heads and shoulders or waist up. And it's a low lift for them. They can get their hair and makeup done externally. If they want to come prepared, bring an extra jacket or bring an extra top to change into in 20 minutes. Super easy to do. White background, same lighting for everybody, in and out. Now, what is really good as well, when you are promoting it, you can also promote it like a networking day. So it's headshots and networking, something like that. And if you just did your time slots accordingly, you could allow for people to mix and mingle in the foyer or in the lounge area, whatever you have with a studio you've hired or a place you already own. You're building an environment for people to meet and mingle, especially because they're like-minded business owners. And for me, I did it mostly for women. Sometimes men would come along, but because it was mainly women, ladies would just hang around, have a cup of tea. They didn't care if I was running late, things like that, because there was a lounge area. I provided beautiful morning and afternoon tea and beautiful coffees and teas and things like that. So it was a desirable thing for them to come to because, it's relaxed. I get to meet other people if I want to while I'm waiting for my shoot time. And I can see in real life somebody else being photographed. So that was the particular setting that I had at this studio I booked back in the day. But all you need is basically a studio, white wall, lights, have that ready. You need also to have a sign up form somewhere where you can instantly send them a link when you start promoting this. Send them a link. It can be TidyCal or Calendly, TidyCal or Calendly, or even Eventbrite. I used to do it on Eventbrite before I knew about Calendly and TidyCal. Probably weren't even invented back then. But this would allow somebody to book in, to pay for the ticket straight away, see the price, and also have a reminder email. The benefit to Calendly and TidyCal and Eventbrite, they have reminder emails automated so that, the booking is reminded and you don't have to do that manually. And I think that is one of the most important things with a headshot day is to have the booking reminder the day before. Even if you wanted to do two reminders, like a week before and then a day before, that's a great idea. So also pricing back then, I made it a low ticket price because it was a group situation and it's kind of like a bulk discount. That's essentially what a headshot day is. That's why it's designed to be a lower price point. So my initial session was $189 and they received two portraits. And nowadays, if I'm going to do a headshot session, which I haven't done one in years, but if I was going to do it, I'd probably be double that. But you still want to make it an accessible price point because it's like a bulk discount, as I mentioned. You also are attracting fresh people who may not have heard of you before, may not have worked with you before. So that entry point of something around the $200 mark can be quite attractive because it's easy amounts to pay. And you also want to make it worth your while. So do your figures, see how much the studio costs to hire, see how much you're going to spend on, pastries and tea and coffee and stuff like that. If you want to make it a premium service, maybe you include a takeaway coffee from a local cafe and you would charge more, but it would look amazing if that was part of the offer. Maybe you wanted to team up with a makeup artist, you can do that too. But for something, if it's your first time, just strip it back, keep it really simple, don't involve anyone else, do it yourself, provide all the snacks and the tea and coffee yourself, just pay for the studio and keep your costs very simple. Now, this is very different to an individual portrait session, like a headshot mini session, which I also do, where I'm going out on location. If I'm doing for an individual two headshots, that's a $550 service. The way a headshot works best is if it is just two images. And then once you send them a proof gallery, that's your opportunity for upsell. And I upsold on nearly everyone that came along to these headshot days because some people two is enough, especially if they're just starting out and they don't really have much of an online presence. But for others, all your photos are so damn good, they just don't want to miss out. So make sure you have an additional extras option. How much is it per image? It might start from $150, $100, something like that, or even $200 per additional file. And that would be retouched and licensed. So you can have that option there, and I highly suggest that you do. When it comes to promoting it, you want to build the desire for people to come to something like this. You need to think about what would be a benefit for them to come. All right, it's quick and easy. You're going to be in and out in 20 minutes, or you have the option to stay around and meet other people. So another benefit is networking and meeting other people. Another benefit is, you get to come in, relax, have a cup of tea or coffee with some beautiful pastries, local pastries, and build the desire, build the picture of what this day is going to be like. We're going to have music pumping. We're going to have high energy. It's going to be so relaxed. And fun. And you'll work with me as a photographer. I'm going to make you feel so relaxed. I'm going to direct you right throughout the shoot. You won't have to wonder what to do with your hands or your feet or your face. I will direct you every step of the way. It'll be super easy. And when you're promoting it, you want to sort of build that excitement that this is going to be fun for me to attend and it's worth my investment. Even if you wanted to market to people who already have a thriving business, they may already have branding photos done and their website is full of imagery. This could be marketed as an extra add-on, just freshen up a few more images for your brand library. So something to consider in that respect as well. So this is a very good avenue for commercial photographers to do is a headshot day. Another alternative to it is a mini branding day or a branding day where everyone comes to one house. Usually photographers hire an Airbnb home or something like that. And they might even bring in a hair and makeup stylist as part of the arrangement. And that's more of a branding day. I've been part of that as a consumer, and we went to a house here in Canberra. I didn't ever cross paths with other clients that this woman had booked, so I had my own time. I think I had, was it 45 minutes or something? I could bring multiple outfits. I brought heaps of props and things like that, and that was a branding day for her. She also hired a content creator to come along. The content creator was really average, and I never used any of the video footage she sent me, so that was a real waste. And it didn't really add any value to me because the content creator was just filming me posing, and I freaking hate that stuff. I hate photos of me posing or video of me posing. I think it's totally cringe. And no shade on anybody else who uses it. It's got to be part of your vibe, and it's not my vibe, so I didn't use it. But if you wanted to add an optional extra for branding days, it works. But it wouldn't work for a mini headshot day because, as I said, it is simply somebody posing, waist up, head to waist up on a white background, and it's just not the flavor for having a content creator there or a video person. So if you feel like building a headshot day is something that you'd be interested in doing, go and look into Calendly or TidyCal or Eventbrite, any of those, and start to build out a sales page for yourself on your website so people can come to that sales page, read all about what's included, what the experience is going to be like, how much it is, what they receive, 2 photos, a proof gallery, etc. Extras will be available after the shoot. All that, put it all there in the sales page. And then the main thing, you've got to promote it like crazy because as we know, the market is saturated with information, with promotions, with selling, with ads, so much going on out there. If you want this to succeed and if you want about 8 clients a day or more, you really need to talk about this over and over and over again until you're blue in the face. And you got to remember that people aren't seeing your content when you think they are. And even if they've seen it once, They may first of all go, oh, that's a good idea, and then do nothing about it because they got distracted by scrolling or by their child or by their work or by their brain. So invite them again, show up again, talk about it another time, talk about it in a different way, talk about it with slides, then talk about it with a video, then talk about it with a piece to camera, then talk about it with a reel. So many different ways. You've got to do them all. I wouldn't necessarily do paid ads to something like this right away. I would first try and do it organically, see how far you go, how many client bookings you get. Also send it out to your mailing list. Invite people you've worked with in the past to come along. Ask them to invite their friends. There's so many avenues for you to promote this. Yeah, definitely get on board. If you have any questions about what the photos should look like or any other further questions I haven't covered in this episode, reach out to me on Instagram and I'll answer the questions for you. But highly recommend a headshot day. Go and do it. All right, friends. In the meantime, head to the link in the show notes to find out more about the Photographers Only membership. It's open for new members right now. And if you decide to join, I promise you will love it. The cohort is buzzing right now. Everyone has started to get to know each other and it feels like a little family, which is such a beautiful thing to have created. And if you want to be part of a group, a cohort of people just like yourself, it's a great place to be. You may have some questions and I'll just answer some frequently asked questions right here. Is it only for commercial photographers or can family and portrait photographers join? Yes, we have wedding and portrait photographers, fashion photographer in there right now. And, the content and the coaching is perfectly aligned to their business. So you can join if you are in those sections as well. Is there a lock-in contract? After the first initial 3-month period, which includes 3 masterclasses, group coaching, community chat, and co-working sessions, after that period, you can cancel at any time. There is no lock-in contract. Your next question might be, what if I can't make live coaching calls? Well, that's fine because all the masterclasses and coaching calls are recorded and saved into the portal so you can rewatch them at any time. Your next question might be, what does group coaching actually look like? Well, it's on Zoom. So once we are inside the masterclass, after we've done our education class, which is something I will create and teach everybody, we open up to group coaching, and that's where you just chime in and you ask your business questions. Inside the portal, after that, in between sessions, those live calls, you can ask your questions inside the portal during the week, and I will go in there and answer them at the end of each week. There is so much benefit to joining this, and in comparison to one-on-one mentoring, which is priced just under $2,000 right now for that container of private mentoring, this membership price right now is so affordable and attainable and definitely worth doing. If you're going to spend your money on anything, it's business coaching should be the thing, because you can't build a business successfully on your own and get you to where you want to be. It's just going to take you much longer. With guidance and support, you can get to where you want to go faster and with more confidence. So I highly recommend it. My members are loving it right now. So take a look into the link in the show notes and you can find out more and read the sales page. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode. I hope you have a lovely week and I hope you are enjoying all these extra episodes. Like, I'm pumping them out like crazy. It's hard for me to keep up with, to be honest, but look, I'm committed to 3 episodes a month and I don't want to let myself down and I don't want to let you guys down. So give me some encouragement and send me a little note to say that you are a listener, and that will really make my day. All right, guys, until next time, I'll catch you on the next episode. That's it for today's episode. If you found it valuable, I invite you to leave a review so more people can find this podcast, or simply subscribe to be notified when each new episode drops. Until next time, see you later.